The recent social glimmer of the pair, now the Grand Duke and Princess of Sussex, was on Saturday night while Meghan and Harry swept out of Windsor Lock in a branded Jag convertible and hurried southward to Frogmore Building, wherever Harry's dad, Duke Charles, posted a night admission for 200 of the pair's friends and household. Salute lit up the sky as guests, consisting the Pong celebrity Serena Williams and the Bollywood actor Priyanka Chopra, famous near members of the King household. Little detailed information can include a big effect. Eventually the royalty are in the 21saint age and see youthful, lively and cold once again. The King household thanked all who backed the marriage, of the more than rather than 100,000 who came to Windsor to such who accompanied the day of About the Planet. Harry heard Meghan to the marriage in a branded Jag E-type conception null. It was initially constructed in 1968 but has newly been transformed to electrical force. It drilled the quantity platter E190518, the day of the marriage. Direct behind to job the isn't out of precedence. In 2011, Duke William and Catherine, Princess of Cambridge, waited a pair of weeks up header off on their honeymoon in the Seychelles. Of Australia to India, their path-blazing marriage dominated front-line pages of newspapers about the planet and was a enormous public print time in number. Royal wedding hashtag tweeted 3.4 millionth time Saturday. Enormous crowds had lowered on Windsor, western of London, to capture a glimmer of Harry and Meghan and absorb up the side ambience. View parties were as well detained through the joint state, consisting at Markle's ex-high school in California, impeccable cardiac top, an all-girls individual Roman Catholic high school in Los Feliz. Students show up in their pajamas as previous as to 1M. To stump a place in the high school gymnastics. Archbishop Michael Carey, the at first African-American chief of the Episcopalian chapel in the joint state, who gave the strong preaching, summarized up the occasion's circulation. Thou could optically see a relation, we saw how. And it was infectious in the chamber, you could sense it in the chapel, and human beings were lucky. They were lucky and joyous and grateful, and you aware which we requirement several joy in the planet, he told following the rite. Non-traditional marriage just while she achieved the oratory's printed sheet was Markle, followed for her definitive stairs to the leg of the sacrificial altar by Duke Charles, Harry's dad. Though later, he stepped behind. Down there was no one necessary to offer her off. Hands buttoned, the pair heard to a vigorous, sincere address by Archbishop Carey, who caused the civilian rights lead Martin Luther Tsar Jr. to supply a strong ode to loving. We must find the force of loving, the expiatory force of loving, he thundered. Or while we do how, we will do of the entire planet a new planet. But loving is the just path. It was accompanied by a productivity of the Ben-Eid Tsar classical Stay By Me by the Realm Chorus, a team of 20 sermon singers, else of the beginnings how gave the rite an air of variety. The 600 guests who visited the rite at St. George's Oratory Chapel were guests to an afternoon admission posted by the Tsarina at Windsor Lock St. George's Room, at that Elton John, who was a boyfriend of the deceased Duchess Diana and play at her burial, executed 3 songs. The top person, the Grand Duke of Cambridge, acted as master of ceremonies. Quite rather than a conventional sit-there-down food, guests were serviced canapes showing langoustines and asparagus and cup meal how can be corroded permanent up. A dashingly non-traditional, lemon juice and elderflower lip pie selected by Harry and Meghan was cut and serviced.